The bears are back, and this time they're coming in through the back door. We should have noticed, but we were too euphoric. Not even the front door will protect us this time as well. It looks like the bears are here to stay, and they're mocking us and our human ways. The bears are ready to strike. They've been practicing and training, waiting for their moment to finally put it on us. And now some are even saying, don't fight the bear, eat with the bear. Make the bear one with your family, even bathe with the bear. Share, break bread with the bear. Or you can trick the bear. Or just straight push the bear away. Or plead with the bear.
Bear, stop that! Please stop that, Bear! Bear, please stop that! Please stop breaking my thing!
The skunk has the right idea. Just get that bear out of there. One thing's for certain, the bears are here. And the question is, for how long? Goodbye, Mr. Bear. Until next cycle.
What I did just see.
That was amazing.
What was that?
What was that? That's the opening to LFG Live.
That was the first time we saw that. Matt and I, holy moly, that was amazing. The bear is among us, and I hopefully just left the building, but we are here, and we're back for the number 5. This is, holy crap, the 5th LFG Live, Let's Fork and Go Live of Hard Fork Gaming, and I'm joined with my buddies, my couple friends in crime here, and we're here to basically give you the alpha. We want to give you the inside scoop of everything metaverse and gaming, not just Web3 gaming, but we got Web2 gaming. We don't discriminate. We're looking everywhere. And we got eFlow. I'm going to start with you, my man. What are you working on? Oh, what are you drinking, my man? Oh, it must be the same thing, huh?
Cheers. Yeah,
What's
one of
your
our
background?
traditions when we go live on LFG is we have a little glass of Jameson right when we get started. We haven't been drinking all day.
Cheers.
This is just starting, so we're not trashed yet. By the end of the episode, we'll see.
Just you wait.
I'm drinking apple juice.
Apple juice, yeah. All right, so eFlow, you're rocking a new background. It's kind of a tradition. We talk about what's rocking behind us. We're not in green screen rooms. No. Mr. eFlow, what's happening?
I am currently in Kakariko Village. This is actually the Ocarina of Time version of Kakariko Village. Ocarina of Time was probably my favorite video game growing up. I remember getting it on Christmas. I got my Nintendo 64 and Legend of Zelda at the same time, and I remember just like ripping open the box and going, I think I know what this is. This is the thing I've been waiting for. And then I binge played this game for days until I beat it. It's amazing. And I actually found this footage of somebody going and taking Ocarina of Time and putting it into Unreal Engine, and this just looks insane. I could have shown you clips from actual Ocarina of Time when it came out on N64, but everybody knows what that looks like. I just thought this looked a lot cooler. So this is Ocarina of Time, somebody building it inside of Unreal Engine.
I want to play that, dude. Look at all the trash in the water, though. I don't like that.
So real.
Would you not want to play this game? Floating. I think that's an Old English bottle there.
Can we just watch this the whole time we're doing it? Look at those waves. Holy crap.
But there you go, man. Ocarina of Time is my background. I definitely recognize Buffalo's background. I spent a lot of hours on that game, but why don't you tell us about it there, Buffaloozy?
Oh, well, Buffaloozy indeed. This is Warcraft 2. Came out in the old 1995's range, and it is a classic for me. Back in the day, it was one of my first RTSs I ever played. Real-time strategy, Warcraft 2. Look at that. I don't know how that magazine has made it as long as it has. I think we came across that on eBay. Warcraft 2 had some sounds. And when you heard them, you knew it was time to play Warcraft 2. Tides of Darkness. It is a classic. Ready to serve. Make it so. It is a good day to die. Are these ringing a bell to anybody? Because they're bringing up full nostalgic vibes. And guess what? There is a remastered version of Warcraft 2. It is called The Chronicles of the Second War. You should check it out. They have redone Warcraft 2 in a Warcraft 3 engine, and it is done by the fans. Blizzard did not do this. I don't know why they haven't remaked Warcraft 2. It is a classic, but the fans have done us all justice. It is called The Chronicles of the Second War, and it's got the OG vibes of Warcraft 2. So for anybody out there like myself who loves Warcraft 2, check it out. Kokomo, I'm noticing some background there. I played that before. What do you got going on?
This is Dust, it was called, this map, but it's part of Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike, man, it released in 2000. I was just looking that up. I'm like, that's been 22 years. It was Half-Life, but it was a mod from Half-Life, and I'm sure y'all played Counter-Strike. If you haven't, where have you been? It's been around a minute, and go, go, go! Let's go! Get them! Wait, maybe it wasn't that, but I remember in high school rocking it, subwoofer up sound, killing that chicken right there, thinking I'm the shit. Yeah, no, this game brings back memories, and it felt like yesterday. Just played it. I know, Matt, you played a little bit. Buff, I don't know if you played Counter-Strike.
I did.
Woo, I want to play all the new ones, man. I haven't touched any of the new ones, but they're still going strong, CSGO and all that stuff. So
I was more of a Dave Defeat guy. I like Counter-Strike, but there's too many bunny hoppers.
That's true. Dave Defeat was legit, man. That was a fun one. I was debating about using that in the background, but I went this way. So let's talk about what we're doing here on this fine day or evening, wherever you are. Show me the rundown, Mr. Buff. If you could throw that up here. We got a lot going down as always. We're talking about the opportunities we're seeing all over Web3, but also here at Hard Fork. Buff will walk us through that. We're running a Twitter contest. Matt's going to tell us about that. Actually, I'm going to tell you about that. Matt's going to show you. But that's going right now. If you want a head start, go retweet something that latest post that we have on Twitter. Go find us there. Avatars and NFTs. They're a thing, and we have a cool interview with an avatar, a living, breathing avatar. Do they breathe? I don't know. Other side, the metaverse, built by Yuga Labs and the Bored Apes. We're talking all about it. We have Mr. Q, Nifty Q from Lad City himself, Ronan over here with their thoughts and some visuals on that. We have eSports. We're talking to Meta Sports Joe, another Joe in the crypto space. Watch out, coming for you. Esports, he's telling us about how that's going to merge with blockchain and how you're going to benefit as a player and investor and all. And then Spotlight with our partner, Animoca Brands, and all the cool alpha they're bringing. I'm out of that was a long rundown. I think we're going to cover a lot. We're trying some new stuff. But Buff, I want to send it your way for the Web3 opportunities and what we're doing at Hard Fork, how we can work together, how we're collabing. What are we doing?
Well, they say it's a bear market, as the cold open should show you. The bears are out in full force. But so is job opportunities, and specifically Web3 opportunities. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, you guys are leave me hanging on that, are you? Okay. We all agreed to do that. I just kind of host. All right, let's talk about some positions we have open right now. If you want to come work with us here at Hard Fork Gaming, we're looking for video and graphic editors. Do you have the touch? Are you a Spielberg in the making? Let us know. Are you a show producer? Are you a Kathleen Kennedy, who is a producer that works for Spielberg for almost every one of his films? A little bit of that. That's an alpha. Now, you want some more alpha, you should be an alpha scout. That means that you go down and you get us some gaming alpha, something that's coming around the mountain about gaming, and you tell us, and we get it on the show. You are an alpha scout, and we reward you. Huge shout out to all our alpha scouts. If any of this is tickling your fancy, head on over to hardfork.gg/discord, and let's see what you got. Come on board the Hard Fork Gaming crew, as we're hiring right now, aren't we?
We are. Yeah. We're doing a lot right now, and I'm sorry to catch you off guard there, Mr. Buff, with that segment. I want to kick it over to Matt, too, about to elaborate on what you're talking about, what we're doing at Hard Fork Gaming, because we're always experimenting. We're doing all sorts of stuff, and just this last week, we had a live podcast, our second one, and so, Matt, tell us about what we're doing content-wise, community-wise, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so Hard Fork Gaming is a community-first content network. So we're out there, we're playing the greatest games, and we're talking to the people behind the scenes of the games, and we're bringing you the alpha and the interviews, and we're working our magic behind the scenes to get NFTs that we can give the community for free. And we're doing all of that in the name of spreading the word around Web3 and building this community of people that love gaming. And one of the ways we do that is through giveaways. And you know what? We do this on every show. Whenever I mention the word giveaway, I kind of feel like I should do a giveaway. Let's do it. You want to give away a rev car? Let's.
We just have the cars in the garage. I mean,
we got some rev cars parked over in the garage. I think I'm going to give away a rev car. I'm using this tool called.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
He agrees.
Tom Hanks
He agrees.
approves. I've got this tool over here called Nightbot. It's looking at everybody that's chatting in the comments. We've had 23 people chatting in the comments in the last few minutes.
Nice.
And so it's going to pick from those 23 people, and we're going to give one of them a rev car. So here I go. I'm going to press this button that says roll it, and it goes to Feel the Pain.
Whoa!
Feel the pain. Yeah, there's the rev car music.
Yeah, that's
Gonna do the dance.
That's the music we play. We give
giveaway
away a rev
music.
car. So, so
right.
feel the pain. Make sure you're on the Hard Fork Alpha list. Go to hardfork.gg/alpha. Make sure you're on that list because that's where you're going to give us your wallet details, your Solana and your Ethereum address, and that's how we can hook you up with these free NFTs. So make sure you're on that alpha list so that we can get that over to you, Mr. Feel the Pain, sir. I don't want to feel the pain, but you know, if
Why not?
you do,
What?
this is going to be a painless transaction. We're just going to send you these NFTs.
It's not normal, Matt?
No. And you know what? In the mood of doing contests, I'm going to kick it back to Joe, and let's do another contest.
Well, show me what you're working with, Mr. Matt. You know what I mean.
Show me what you've got.
So, what I mentioned earlier on that rundown I was doing, we're giving away some more stuff. And one of the things, we're working with Blockchain Space, and we're actually producing some really killer content with them. We're doing some blockchain conversations, some chats. That's basically our job to pull out all the alpha from the founders and builders and all the cool people doing the building. We're going to talk about some companies and people doing that later too. But Blockchain Space, we also have some guild token and some more rev cars and tokens and all that fun stuff. We're going to give some of those away to folks, you listening, watching. If you hop over to Twitter, and Matt, maybe we could show what the tweet looks like. If you go to Hard Fork on Twitter, you'll find it's probably the latest tweet. Go retweet that thing. Go retweet that thing and help us spread this to more folks because you know we want more friends here. We want some more LFGs rocking in the comments, and I want to see your comments, by the way, because we're going to show them here on the screen, Mr. Buff is. But first, go to Twitter, go retweet this, preferably a quote retweet, so you can tell us what you think about LFG Live 5 and what you're looking forward to in this one. And if you are retweeting like Hard Fork is retweeting ourselves, I think that's Matt, you are then eligible to win some coins, some guild token. We're going to give you a little grab bag of guild tokens, some rev car, maybe cars, other stuff. I don't know. It's like a loot box. So, you know, we're always hooking you up here at LFG and Hard Fork Gaming. So go to Twitter and go retweet that tweet, just like this one on our screen is retweeting. You can even copy that retweet. It's cool.
Let's fork and go. Go to Twitter and retweet. You know what
So there you go.
Tom Hanks says to that? Yeah. It's nothing.
I'm waiting. Hello. Come on. All right.
That's what he says.
Fucking go San Diego!
My man. All right. So we're doing that. I should be wearing my Padre hat right now. No, instead I'm sailing. All right, let's go. So go retweet that stuff, and that's what I got to say about that. And you know what? I'm going to cue that up, Buff. We're going to kick it over and talk about the most. Actually, there's a couple blockchain space conversations coming out pretty soon, but this one is crypto. I was going to say crypto Buffalo. This one is crypto stash, and he's telling you a little bit of thoughts about how esports is going to combine with blockchain and what you can expect. So roll that thing, Buff.
So I'm Crypto Stash, or Stash. Most of my friends call me Stash, and I've been in the crypto space since 2013.
I'm curious, Stash, man, you've been in this space for a minute. You've definitely seen the trends. You finger on the pulse. We're in a bear market, but there's things happening. I know you can feel it too. What's your take on esports and blockchain gaming?
I think it's a great match, man. I mean, gaming and you know, and the blockchain elements that we can bring to it through, you know, tokenization, through NFTs, in particular with NFTs, I think is really the case for mass adoption here for crypto. I mean, and in particular for NFTs, I really think so. And I've been shouting this from the top of the mountain for years already now. I'm glad other people are starting to wake up. But there is I think, a lot of great things that come from that. Like when you talk about cool things that you can connect to esports, tournaments, things like that, you can turn tournaments into NFT tickets that you know can unlock certain things. There's great ways to be able to track everything going on. You know, just having like a blockchain-based leaderboard that can be verified. You know, that kind of information, stuff like that. I mean, there's so many good elements that, you know, could be injected into esports that actually improve the experience. You know, a verifiable blockchain-based leaderboard for, you know, like League of Legends, so you can have a global one that is input in certain ways, like, you know, hey, this cannot be, it can't be messed with. You know, this came directly from this game, you know, match, and boom, here it is, right? So I mean, things like that. I think that there's some, you know, really great improvements that we could see esports doing.
Yeah. That was Mr. Crypto Stash. And, you know, we've had him on live here. That was a little pre-record, so we chopped that puppy up here. And you're probably going to see more of that, some little segments of our friends, different KOLs, different founders and builders in the space, giving their thoughts and gracing the LFG stage here with us. So that was Crypto Stash. So check him out for all the fun stuff he does. And also go check out the blockchain space conversations we're having. You know, these things together, they're on our YouTube channel and also on Blockchain Space's YouTube channel, not on Crypto Stash's channel, but that's okay. You know where to find our stuff. So that's going weekly, and that's basically what we got going there. And I think the big takeaway here, I want to kind of think about is esports, metasports. Joe, we're gonna in a little bit, we're gonna get his thoughts on what's getting developed in the esports side of things with blockchain games, because we're seeing a lot of trends. And Matt, maybe we could talk about this now, because this goes into the news that you're gonna tell us about a little bit here. Is the traditional gamers kind of moving their way over here in way of esports and all these different mechanisms? So tell us some of the news that you're working with and some thoughts.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we got Dr. Disrespect's Midnight Society. So Dr. Disrespect, if you're not familiar with him, he is one of the biggest gaming influencers out there. He used to be a Twitch streamer, now he's a YouTube streamer, and he's pretty much a badass when it comes to like shooter games. And so he's really, really well known, and he's actually developing a game studio called Midnight Society. They are partnered with Polygon, and Midnight Society is about to release footage of its first game called Project Moon. And so they announced last week on Twitter that Project Moon videos is going to come this week. And they didn't give a date, but this dude here named, where is it? Jake Lucky mentioned, hey, 729 Los Angeles, California, be part of Gaming First history. Oh, Twitter just crashed on me. Anyway, Midnight Society, there you go. So tomorrow is the day that is supposed to release. So check that out. And yeah, that's what I got about that. It's a big name gamer in the streaming space jumping into blockchain gaming. So really, really excited about that. I think that's how we get mainstream adoption, is some of these big influencers in the gaming space jumping over and talking about it on stream and things like that. So really, really cool stuff. Excited about this Midnight Society video. We'll probably start seeing clips and stuff on Twitter and the YouTubes and
there we go.
Places like that tomorrow. So pay attention to Midnight Society, because there is a big name dude behind it in the name of Dr. Disrespect.
Matt, it's not going to be a smooth ride, though, for the transition of traditional gamers and blockchain. Do you think it is? Do you think? Huh?
I don't think it is.
No,
I don't.
it's a
no,
rough
and we
ride,
actually
man,
have
It's
some.
going to be bumpy.
It's going to be bumpy. We actually have some clips coming up in a few minutes where we really show you how bumpy that's going to be. But
That's what I was referencing.
yeah, but actually, before we get to that clip, there's this thing. Now, you know, we mentioned avatars inside of our title here. Avatars, esports, and 3. I'm seeing it right on the screen over here. So let's get to that avatars part. You guys had a really cool conversation with a guy named Meta Mike. Now, Meta Mike's not like a human. He's like a robot in the computer or something.
Dude, it was wild. First time I've ever seen this, and it's the first time that he ever made an appearance. I'm talking about Meta Mike, and that is Meta Mike right there. You're looking at the man. Man, I don't know. You're looking at the thing right there.
Yeah.
So
that just reminds me of The Good Place. Not a human, not a robot. But yeah, so that is Meta Mike right there. And one of the things that Buffalo and Kokomo asked Meta Mike when they had the chance to sit down with him is, how the hell do you do these avatars? Like, how do you do interviews and actually be your avatar in the interview? And you guys got him to break it down, and I took some footage and kind of tried to show off what he was talking about. And this clip that I think Buffalo's about to roll is the result of Meta Mike explaining how to be an avatar.
I do a lot of tinkering with different 3D applications, different technologies, and there's not a template where you can go now and you can drag and drop and get this setup happening. Some of you may be familiar, but game engines, you're dealing primarily with Unity and Unreal Engine. What I have here is a 3D scene in Unreal Engine. I am rendering this on my computer in real time. It's got a camera in the scene, which is basically this view now. And if I had a controller working, I could move the camera around, I could change the focal length, I could change any of the post-processing on it, but all of this is actually running in real time on my computer. I then have this avatar file, which is really a set of different files that I've had to do a lot of combining and then exporting to get it into this place. What I have connected to that is a plugin called LiveLink, which is an Unreal plugin, and it takes your phone, it takes the camera from the phone, and it tracks all of the different facial movements. From there, it maps it in this real world environment. On top of that, there are various different technologies out there that utilize a avatar standard file format called VRM. Basically, you can think of it as an interoperable avatar that allows you to create whatever you want as long as it matches these specific standards for the VRM standard, and you can bring it in a lot of different applications. I believe it's vMagic Mirror is the technology that will actually take your audio input from your microphone and move your mouth in a way that replicates that sound. So if I'm saying then it will move the mouth, and rather than me needing to face track it, it will then take my keyboard input and move my fingers to match whatever keys I'm on. The same with the mouse pad, the same with the gamepad, the same with a MIDI controller as well. There's a lot of different technologies that integrate with VRM format. So I have an app on my phone called TDPT. It allows me to take either a YouTube video or your camera input and tracks your full body pose. So it doesn't track your face, but it tracks your body. So I could send that data through a protocol back to either Unreal or back into Blender to render a specific set of poses or animation. So there's a lot of utility tools that allow you to play with this avatar rather than just being it. You can use it as a creator tool.
Yeah, so that was Meta Mike there explaining how to do the avatars, and that might be one of those clips where you want to come back and watch Hard Fork again and take some notes on the tools. Again, if you're an Alpha Scout, I'm going to put all the links and references mentioned on this episode inside of the Discord just for Alpha Scouts, so that is going to be available for you. So make sure if you're not an Alpha Scout, hardfork.gg/alpha, get on it, and in the Discord you get hooked up with all the links, all the stuff he mentioned, and hopefully that'll be real clear.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Joe Fear.
Yeah, no, it's, man, with Meta Mike, that was crazy because this guy, Meta Mike, that was the very first time he's ever showed off his avatar and the slew of technology. I know, Matt, you cut down that video a lot. There's a lot of tech that goes into that, but it's becoming more and more mainstream, which is really rad. And what Meta Mike, you really should follow him on Twitter and see all the cool stuff he's doing, because just imagine, I mean, this is your NFT. Eventually it's going to become to a point where you now have this 3D rendering of yourself. You can put yourself in all these different worlds and all these different metaverses. And he was talking about interoperability and how you can just move that character and all the stats and all the things into other worlds. And what's really cool, actually, Buff, I have this on my screen here, is that there's a new open metaverse alliance that was just a few days ago, came out on the 21st. Essentially, it's a bunch of these different, there's Alien Worlds, Animoca Brands, Dapper Labs, Decentraland, and all these other Sandbox, Upland. And they're basically teaming up to kind of come up with these protocols and an agreement for a lot of what Meta Mike was talking about. So there's definitely advancements happening quickly. Meta Mike, you're onto something, my man. You're onto something. And speaking of metaverses, because I think the theme of this show here is mainly, you have a little bit of eSports we talked about. We have more coming up here, but really it's this whole metaverse feeling, this open metaverse, and the feeling that you can kind of go from one game or environment to another with a character, with stats, with leaderboards, and all that cool stuff. So got more to come. And I want to talk about the next segment because we actually had a chat with Nifty Q over at Lad City, and he had a run through. He holds one of the apes over there, and he was on the other side, kind of metaverse demo. And we have a little clip of him. We also have Ronan the Collector featured in this clip as well. He also joined. So let's roll that buff, and we'll talk about the other side a little bit after.
Decentraland is kind of a ghost town. Maybe Decentraland should be the one that coordinates all these dope events. Why can't there be a really cool rap concert or any type of different concert in Decentraland now? They could do that if they wanted to, but they kind of leave it to the community, right? It's a very Web3 way to be, is saying like, okay, we created this thing, you guys build on top of it, you guys create all this value. Yuga's actually going out and saying, no, we're doing all this stuff, we're creating this experience, we're creating this event. Imagine if the other side was like, for a 48-hour window, we're gonna have the other side open, and that's all they said. The experience wouldn't have been fucking fun at all. So 5,000 people, if you divide that up, you could have got maybe 300 people in there at a time. Like maybe a community member organizes an event within that. But no, Yuga took the lead and said, we're going to do this event. And then they made a whole cool fucking story that we could participate in. Get it together, Decentraland.
So I did take part in the first other side test, which was really, really cool. As a gamer, you instantly understand the technical accomplishments that they have made. And I was watching, the counter go up while I was in there. To have 2,500 people in, one virtual space is an accomplishment. And then to have them all doing things like jumping and moving and emoting is a step above. And then to have every single one of them activate their voice comms and for that to work in proximity across the entire level, all 2,500 people, it didn't so much as hiccup. Technologically, what the other side is doing, I think, is really, really cool.
Dude, other side's crazy. And technologically, like Ronan just said there, I think that's the biggest piece. And we talked with Nifty Q yesterday. It was Buff and I, and he was just saying, there's so many people that were just flipped on the microphone all at once, and boom, no hiccups, no nothing. I think he was saying something like 5,000 people. So check out the video that Nifty Q did actually. So we'll check it. We'll probably post it in the group or something. But definitely he did a whole walkthrough of this thing, and it's awesome. So I want to get in on the other side. I don't know about y'all, but it's looking pretty cool and interesting in the metaverse world, and that's where I want to kind of talk about what's going on now, because we've been chatting with a lot of these folks like Nifty Q was one of them, Crypto Stash, and all these folks. What are we doing in the bear right now? The bear is a time for building. There's not a lot happening with the markets. It's like we're trying to poke it with sticks and make it do things. I know we joke about it in the house all the time over here at the studio, that it's not a lot of news happening. There's a lot of people that left this space, and unfortunately, that's why we're trying to bring the entertainment, the excitement, the fun, and keep the eyes here basically to tell you what's new and what's happening. And one of the brands and one of the companies that we've been working with since day one at Hard Fork is Animoca Brands, and it was very interesting when I forget how we heard about him at first. I think it was Yatsu and some of the vision about the open metaverse and kind of just the stuff they're building and what they're investing in. And they're investing in a ton of things. You have the sandbox over here. I'm sure you've seen that. You got all these cool collaborations going on. You have Phantom Galaxies. You got Life Beyond. We talked about this, I think, a couple shows ago. They actually have a live demo you can play. That's a huge metaverse right there. Rev Sports, there's a whole ecosystem going down, and there's even, I learned about it today, that I think this is a new game in the works. So there's a whole ecosystem of racing on the back of blockchain. And the point being, I'm just kind of showing some of the slew of things that Animoca is doing, and we're just like, essentially it came down to us thinking like, hey, these guys are actually building some really cool stuff, and they're building in a way that's bigger than anyone else in the space, it seems like. And it's just wild. So what I wanted to show is actually one of my tabs skipped over, but I wanted to show the slew of stuff that's going down here, and then break into a couple games that you should probably pay attention to. So just to kind of keep it tabs on things that are going on, one of the ways that we get our alpha is honestly watching these guys, Animoca. So that's why we want to present it to you, because they're actually building in a huge way. and you can see whatever you're interested in Web3, because we can all benefit from building, if it's you being as a content creator or just a player and engaging in communities, or maybe offering to help in communities. You could just look at these companies and just look at where you can actually give some value and contribute during this building phase in the bear market. So that's why I wanted to highlight Animoca. And there's some games specifically that are coming out kind of recently here, and some events that you should be aware of. One of them is Benji Bananas. This is actually an older game. It's a mobile game that Animoca had, but they have now started to apply all the play to earn elements and some other cool ways for you to get tokens by basically just playing and collecting bananas. So, Buff, roll the clip of this thing, and then we'll talk about how to get involved in it right now. All right. Yeah, so here's a little bit of alpha for you. So this Benji Bananas game, here's the thing with Animoca. They have a slew of investments. It's something like 340 investments in games, in game studios, in all these things. So just think, there's a lot happening. So in terms of alpha, pay attention to them. And Benji Bananas is kind of the most recent thing that dropped. This is a mobile game, so you're actually playing it on your phone, and you're collecting bananas like that thing was showing. But now they're actually having this event where you can earn some ape, or it's this primate tokens, but you could actually swap it for ape tokens very easily. That's kind of the easy utility with it. But you should check out what they're doing over here on their Medium. It kind of outlines what's going down. The whole thing is it's starting on July 29th and goes for about 10 days. And they're giving something like the equivalent of over $300,000 worth of tokens. You can see it's 18 million primate tokens right there. So just by collecting bananas, you can see there's all these different ways that they're weighting the scoring. But the point being is that's an event you can go and play at Benji Bananas, and make sure to KYC and all that stuff, because that's how you get the rewards. You can trade it into all this other stuff. A couple other things, Animoca, just like events that you should be aware of. MotoGP. This is also another tournament giveaway kind of thing that's going down. This is what Animoca does a lot, is just keeping the community engaged. And with the bear, I think that's super important, playing games and actually keeping engaged with the community. I think that's what's big here, and being immersed in social and playing the stuff and seeing what's new. So MotoGP Ignition is one of the newer ones, and their Champions game is live. You can see they're giving away 50,000 Rev tokens, which Rev tokens can be used on all sorts of stuff. And this is kind of like a card game. So the point is you basically get cards and you match them up, and there's simulations and there's big giveaways, Rev tokens, Rev racing. There's a lot of stuff going down. So there's a couple things you can play here at Life Beyond, the demo, Phantom Galaxies. Guys, that's what I got. There's a lot of things happening. Point being is, check out the alpha over here at the good old Animoca's.
Awesome breakdown. Oh,
Dude,
boy.
That was a lot of stuff.
Cheers
I gotta
to you,
take a
Kokomo. Yeah, take a breath, take a
I would
drink.
cheers you,
Yeah,
but I'm out of whiskey.
There you
You're
go.
out of whiskey.
Shows you how fast you're running on the show. I love it. Hey, Flo. I think we need an alpha counter. Every time we drop alpha, there's
That's
a
what
little
I'm thinking,
bing,
man.
alpha counter. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Next
yes.
show, we might engineer something like
Wait.
that so you can see how many pieces of alpha we drop.
Play that toasty at least, Buff. Come on, I gotta hear that.
Oh, which toast are you talking about?
Your new one. Come on, the Disturbed. Ooh,
that
come on now.
that one, he
Okay.
says.
We
Oh,
can't
I think you're
just pull
talking
that out
about
live.
Yeah, right. You're talking about little Tom Hanks mix.
There he is. That's what I wanted to see. Audio and all.
Couple quick things.
you got?
Asmodai did point out that you do have to KYC to play Animoca stuff.
you do.
So, I actually, some of it, I don't actually think you have to KYC if you don't want to earn, but if you actually want to earn
Right.
and actually get the tokens out of it, you do have to KYC. So that is an important disclaimer.
100%.
We got nothing to hide, but that's
Got nothing to hide. But yeah, KYC, it's kind of a pain process. But I mean, once you do it once, I think it's all the same. But get it done. That's how you get rewarded. But yeah, giving away cool stuff. But good on
Yeah.
you, Asmodai. Thank you. And Matt, what do we got going on here? So Meta Sports, we've been talking about eSports and all the crazy stuff, the crossover with what's being built with Metaverse. What are we talking about with Joe at Metasports?
Yeah, so somebody made a comment. I believe it was Llama666 made a comment about how onboarding into Web3 is the important part. And like the other side looks really impressive, but we still have some ways to go with onboarding. And we had the opportunity of talking to Joe from Metasports. In fact, Joe Fear, our Joe, Kokomo Joe, and I actually drove up to LA and met with him and had lunch with him and got to sit down. We went, dude, this dude's brilliant. We got to get a recording of him saying some smart stuff. And that's exactly what we did. Was we sat down with him. We got some sound bites of him talking about how do people come into Web3? How do we get gaming rolling among Web2 gamers in Web3? How does esports fit into this whole picture? Because that's where his background is. And, you know, we put together this little clip of Joe from Metasports breaking down why gamers don't like Web3 and what it's going to take to actually get gamers into Web3. Let's roll the what's it?
My name is Joe Hoswa, one of the founders and the current CEO of Metasports. Last year, it was a bull run. So everyone was more interested in the financialization and the earnings part of the games. When I think what's happening now is that, the games that raised money last year, now is a time where it's going to really show if a game is good. All these games launching this half of the year with their alpha versions, meta versions, are going to be judged on a different scale. The people who are creating content now are really going to be people who matter for gaming and Web3 related, because it's not solely about the financialization, but really about the games themselves, or the larger picture of the game. Competitive gaming doesn't really care as much about the finances. Other than that, it's about the spirit of the competition, the lore, the people behind the talent, who are the organizations and the guilds who are supporting the infrastructure to be able to play. My team's greatest big idea is that over the next 2 or 3 years is that there won't be Web3 gaming versus Web2 gaming. It'll all just be gaming. And esports falls within the same category. Part of that thesis, or parallel to it, is that I truly believe that all games will be deciding what level of integration to blockchain technology will have. So some games be like maybe MMOs with full-scale economies. Some will be just their marketplaces will have NFTs. Some will have part of their marketplaces and items. Only a small part of it will actually be NFTs. And some will only not have any, but will allow cryptocurrencies as a way to buy into the product. What does that mean? It won't be different in a few years. Content will gravitate towards the greater picture of the game. And Web3 related assets, NFTs, technology will be a way to augment certain parts of it. So same as esports. I think that esports players and organizations who find value in gaming ecosystems or game worlds that have augmented themselves using blockchain technology. But I think a lot of people who are in this space are tinkerers, builders, are obsessed with some sort of alternate future that I think is more equitable. But you understand, a lot of the greater gaming market is not here. They don't hate the experience. They're not here to want to own more of a game studio or publisher studio or decide if a game will last longer. They do this to escape. It's really purely recreation. So a lot of my friends are excellent gamers and passionate, successful people who I try to convince to go into the space. They don't even hate it. It's more of like, I don't think it's broken. I get to do my amazing job or my good job or my satisfied job, and I get to go home and I get to play my games happily. I get to cycle through different games. And then you couple that experience, which is probably the experience of most gamers, with what you see in the media, which is true, that many gamers who've gotten to play to earn or the hype at the height of the run lost a lot of money. You couple that with another stack of crypto and people who have lost more money from even before that through crypto. But if you look at that level, it really looks like a bad thing for gaming, right? It's like, why are people trying to mess with what already works for me? Why do players have to own more of the games? I'm fine spending on my assets. It's disposable income for recreation. Why do I need to be able to resell my assets? So in that sense, I fully understand it. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think it's just that we're inching towards some better options related to sustainability of games. And if you really work in gaming, you see the frustration in a lot of communities in games that don't have the ability to survive, despite the community who's so passionate about it, because it runs on Web2 rails that really has the control on one end. It doesn't allow community empowerment to help a game or community last longer. So I don't blame them. I think that's totally fair, and it's really up to us who are in the space to navigate the technology, navigate the features. And our end, for us, like all of us in content, do a good job telling the actual value. Gamers are the most unforgiving market I've ever had to work with. If gamers don't like your game, it doesn't matter what you do, how much marketing you spend, they just won't play your game. They don't give a crap. Like, they will be honest on Reddit, they're empowered, and they will just move on. That fuels me. There's something about it that makes it feel more real. If we do a campaign or do content or esports for a game, and it sticks, it's because the gamers really freaking care about it.
Ooh, the gamers really freaking care about it. That's true. That's true, man. We've heard a lot of people say that actually about gamer audience, and you know what? The content goes on. The content goes on, folks. So yeah, Metasports and Joe over there, his fingers are on the pulse. And so go check out what they're doing over there. They're building some cool relationships and technology around the esports side of things and blockchain and that whole combination of stuff. So that's where it's going to get interesting. I feel like that's going to be a big piece of onboarding as well, as of everything else we've been talking about. Anything else? Let's see. I got some news, yo, but I don't know if there's anything else on your mind before I get into it, huh? Let's get into it. This is got some breaking news, my friend. Actually, it was probably a few days ago, but this was about the big news out of the traditional gaming about Minecraft. Matt has it on the screen there, and so there was a big deal about NFT worlds, which was actually a project built, a metaverse project built on top of Minecraft. And you know what? Let's play the real buff. I think let's set the scene of what this thing is, and then we'll talk about what just happened. NFT Worlds. All right, so that looks like a pretty fun game, huh? I don't know. You guys, I would play it, right? I mean, I would. There's a whole bunch of other people, 130,000 people following on Twitter. Well, they got the news, unfortunately, for them that Minecraft said that no more NFTs, no more for you. No more NFTs. They're cutting them off, and they gave them this little nasty gram. And you can, basically the gist is they're not supporting NFTs. Minecraft, and what it was is this project essentially was built on top of Minecraft. And to take a little further here, if you want to read all about it and what the news was, Minecraft and NFTs and how they see, essentially, they just don't like the openness of NFTs. And we had a response from a couple of parties, and one of them being that NFT Worlds project. Essentially, they said, okay, well, we're just going to make a better game. It's going to be kind of tough, I think. We were talking about it. Minecraft's been around for like 10 years. They've been developing for quite some time. So it seems like some sour grapes from everything I've noticed. They actually had a whole write-up, NFT Worlds did, of the future of what they're going to do. There's a lot of people banking on this project that essentially was a metaverse project, but essentially they're all banned from Minecraft now. But we had a statement, and this fine gentleman, I'm assuming, is, or maybe not, gentlewoman? I don't know. Dickless Richard.
It's 2022, sir. You should never try to solve that riddle.
I'm not solving the riddle, and I'm just saying the name now. And they prompted a great discussion and said, hey, Epic Games, it'd be really nice to see if you had the same opinion. So assuming that they would have the same opinion as what went down on Minecraft over there. And essentially, they responded, this is that thing. And here is you see Tim Sweeney. He's the Epic founder, or Epic Games founder, CEO. This is what he said. Developers should be free to decide how to build their games, and you are free to decide whether to play them.
Preach it.
I like that. Yeah. Like. 1687. All right. I believe stores and operating system makers shouldn't interfere by forcing their views onto others. We definitely won't. So that was nice. It looks like they were calling him out on some NFT stuff. That's not the point of the story now, but you can dig deeper. And just remember, this was the thread. It was Dickless Richard. All right. So moving on.
Just remember Dickless Richard, guys. That's all you got to remember.
There you go. If that's your takeaway, and
that's your alpha for the day.
and here's it's just a little. It goes a little further, just Epic Games basically won't do it. And these guys, NFT Worlds, are essentially saying, yeah, we're not leaving, bottom line. We have a community and we have a war chest and we know how to build. the game. That's what these guys said in their Discord. So we'll see. The time will tell if they can make a better game than Minecraft NFT Worlds.
You know, if I'm giving my honest opinion is I think it was kind of foolish of NFT Worlds to build in somebody else's sandbox.
It's tough,
right?
man. Yeah,
You know,
I
like-
see the need or the want to do that. You know.
Yeah. But, you know, like as digital marketers, right, you know, we knew a lot of people that built entire businesses on the back of like a Facebook page. And then Facebook decided, you know what, let's not give Facebook pages reach anymore, right? Like Minecraft is kind of doing the same thing. Like build what you want in here. Oh, but not that, right? And so I just think it was silly to sort of build it in the first place. That's probably going to, like, there's probably a lot of NFT Worlds people that are like, that guy. But, you know, I think it was sort of foolish in the first place to build in somebody else's sandbox because Microsoft is not a stupid company. I mean,
It was Microsoft. That's
Buffalo
true.
used to work with Microsoft. Is he stupid? No. So, you know, Microsoft is, you know, they're a smart company. They see where stuff is going. They see the Web3 stuff. They have smart nerds at their company figuring this stuff out. They're going, you know what? Other people are making money off NFTs in our sandbox. Maybe we should make some money on NFTs in our sandbox. That's where I think it's really headed. That's where I think the real motives are. But, you know, that's just speculation.
Yeah, it's really interesting too. Lad City, which was a content network I worked for last year and the year before, they actually had a Lad City built by Small Town Cowboy on a Minecraft server for Uplift. And Uplift, I'm getting some alpha from our alpha scouts right now, Asmodai. He's saying Uplift already has a full export of the buildings tested. They just need to make new bases in Unreal or Unity to import into. So a lot of these projects, it's not the end of the game for them. They just have to move to a more healthier, friendlier platform like Unreal, which is supporting crypto projects. So it's not the end of times. It's the changing of the guard, if you will, for, I guess Minecraft just going to miss out right now, but we'll see how this plays out.
Maybe Fortnite's going to do something big, I don't know, or build on back of Fortnite. Who knows? It's an open economy, it seems like, over there. So, Matt, what do we got on the Twitter fronts? We didn't really remind folks, which is my bad. But, you know, over there on Twitter, you still have time if you want to quickly scurry over to Twitter and find our tweet from about announcing the show with the link to the show. Please retweet that, and you will be eligible. I'm begging and pleading. No, I'm not. But you will be eligible to win some guild tokens and some rev car, maybe cars. We'll see the grab bag, and Matt is going to use his fancy pants Twitter selector tool, so we're not just picking winners, you know, with our choice. Matt, what you got? What are we thinking?
So I've got this tool up on the screen. It's called Twitter Picker. I just plugged in the tweet that we referenced, which is the one we said to retweet. And I'm going to pick
Turn it up, Buff. Turn it up. Come on, let's rock that.
What are we listening to? Oh, yes, this is our giveaway music. Very good. All right, so we've got this Twitter Picker tool. It's looking at anybody who's retweeted this tweet that we put out earlier in the show to announce that we're going live. You got to be following Hard Fork Gaming. If you're not following Hard Fork Gaming, well, then you're just wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, what's my next step? I'm going to click continue down here. Nope, I'm not. Load tweet. I got to press this button here. I'm learning how to use this tool in real life. Okay, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. All right, let me see what's going on here. This is the tweet link. This tweet is real. It's real life. All right, guys, thanks for bearing with me.
This is real life?
This is
You
real life.
say life.
Bear?
Did I say bear market?
You said bearing with you?
Bearing with
bear with
Name of the show.
Sorry, guys, you're seeing my desktop a little bit here.
Oh,
but,
God, no, put it away.
That's your
It's like my pants are down. Sorry. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead
That's
and
how I broadcast,
try
bro.
this again.
Jeez, come on.
Ah, now it's loading.
Hey.
All right.
Hey.
Now I can click continue, and
right,
we
all
can
right.
see
Oh,
all
look
of the
out.
people that are eligible. There's 20 people eligible. And so as soon as I press this button,
Wait, how many? Hold on. Let's. Ooh, did we already pick it?
no, I have not picked anybody yet. Joe, say what you're going to say.
How many? How many winners are we picking? Is it one? Is it two?
Why don't we remind them what we're giving away in the first place?
Well, we didn't actually specifically say totally what's being given away, but it's a grab bag of things. Guild tokens, and also possibly rev cars / tokens. Actually, whenever we send cars, we send tokens. We make sure you're all hooked up, so we can actually, so you can go race on the racetracks in KYC, of course, like Asmodai said and suggested very nicely. You can win some money over there at Rev Racing. But, you know, Mr. Matt, let's go. What do we got?
So how
What do
many are we
got?
picking? How many are we giving these little loot boxes to?
You know what? I'm feeling 2?
2. Okay, we're picking 2 people. Continue.
No,
Continue.
we're picking 3. Another.
What? Okay, hold on. Let me
Comes
get
at
back.
3.
Let me
Threes
get
are
back.
good.
3. Okay. Continue. We're set on 3, right? We're going to pick from these 20 people.
I said it.
All right.
What
Begin
we got?
draw. Ready? Bump.
Nope,
Drum
right
roll.
as the music ends.
I need the drum roll. There's our winners.
Who's our winner? Zoom in, Matt. Zoom in.
So, we
there's
got some
definitive.
rejected, huh?
Oh,
Well,
rejected.
because they don't follow Hard Fork Gaming.
Oh, why?
If you don't follow Hard Fork Gaming, then you're...
So
All right,
easy.
so we got Cromer.eth.
Nice.
We got Fizz, Mark
Yeah.
Salaro, and we got JVD1227. Yeah! There's our winners.
All right. So the way that you claim is you see that thing right down yonder. It's hardfork.gg/alpha. You want to go to that list and make sure. And there you go. Buff's got the fingers. Look at them fingers. Beep, pew, pew, pew. So you want to go to hardfork.gg/alpha. Hey, you're just tickling Matt's nips. It's getting weird. So go to hardfork.gg/alpha and make sure that you're in there and let us know in Discord that you won. I mean, make sure. You're probably live and just go on Discord. And Matt,
And we got that support tickets now, too.
what's going on over here?
Wow.
Yeah, keep your hands away from me.
happening?
Keep it down.
The
Keep it down.
Matrix.
Keep it down. Yeah, we do have a support ticket thing. So yeah, send us a support ticket in the channel. If you're in the Discord, send a support ticket and we'll hook you up, And thank you. This was fun, guys. Huh? What you think?
I'm really impressed that we got everything in under an hour. We were
You're
like, boom,
impre-
boom, boom, thank you, ma'am, wham, bam, all that stuff.
Yes, exactly what matches. No, this is impressive, man. So, everybody, when is the next date? I don't have the calendar in front of me, but when is the next LFG live? Let's
2
throw
weeks
out the
from today.
dates. 2 weeks from today.
So not
We will
next
announce
Thursday,
it.
but that Thursday after that one.
You got to be in the Discord. Follow us on the Twitters, on the YouTubes, and leave us some comments. And after this thing's live, give us another comment if you don't mind. It helps us out, spread the word to more people. Again, this is where the #1 place for all the alpha and the early access and all the fun stuff and chats with founders about the metaverse and gaming space. Hard Fork Gaming and LFG live every 2 weeks, probably every 1 week. But you know what?
Starting in the fall. We'll go every week for sure.
Is that what we're going to do, boys? All
Oh,
right.
yeah. Huge shout out to all the Alpha Scouts. This show is packed full of alpha because of you guys and you guys alone. If you would like to come on board, go to hardfork.gg/alpha. Let's talk. Join the Alpha Club.
Let's fucking go San Diego!
What he said. All right, Joe, take us away.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. We love you. And we'll see you in the Discords and the Twitters. And sayonara. I can't see you. My glasses are too dark. Bye now.
Wow!